Welcome to Chapter 4 and 5 of the Ancient Hebrew Alphabet by Jeff A. Benner. Today we will be learning about Hebrew prefixes, parent roots, child roots, adopted roots, and words. If you haven't already, be sure to watch our previous lessons from Chapter 1 through 3 so that you're all caught up for today's lesson. The idea of the form of a letter as providing meaning is foreign to our understanding of the purpose of the alphabet. In this chapter, we are going to look at 5 prefixes that are commonly added to Hebrew words: bet, lamed, mem, vav, and he. These examples will demonstrate the relationship between the pictographs of each letter, their cultural understanding, and their application in the Hebrew language. The nomadic Hebrews lived in tents, and this letter is a representation of the tent. The door is in the front, on the top left of the picture, and a wall, in the middle of the picture, separates the men's side, the left side, from the women's side, the right side. Since the family resides inside the tent, this letter means in. When the letter bet is placed in front of a word such as eretz, we have be'eretz, in a land. The Hebrew shepherd always carried a staff and was used to move the sheep toward the destination. This letter means to or toward. When the letter lamed is placed in front of the word eretz, we have to a land. This letter is a picture of water and can also mean the flowing water in man and animals. Blood is seen as the passing down a line from one generation to another. When this letter is prefixed to a word, it means from, in the sense of coming out of someone or something. When the letter mem is placed in front of the word eretz, we have me eretz, from a land. This letter is a picture of a tent peg used to secure the tent or a nail used to attach things together. When this letter is prefixed to a word, it means and, in the sense of adding things together. When the letter vav is placed in front of the word eretz, we have ve'eretz, and land. This letter is a picture of a man's arms raised or extended towards someone or something as if saying, "Behold, look at this." When this letter is prefixed to a word, it means the, as in identifying someone or something in particular. When the letter he is placed in front of the word eretz, we have he eretz, the land. Chapter 5, the root system of Hebrew. The Hebrew language uses a root system for its vocabulary. The root system is like a tree where the leaves, words, come from the branches, child root. The branches come from the trunk, parent root, and the trunk comes out of the roots, letters. When 2 letters or pictographs are put together, a parent root word is formed. When the bet, a house, is combined with the nun, a seed which continues the next generation, the parent root, pronounced ben, is formed. The 2 letters of this root have the combined meaning of the house of seeds, or the seeds that continue the house or family, and are usually translated simply as son. Another example is the parent root shaf. The shin is a picture of the 2 front teeth meaning sharp. The peh is a mouth. This parent root means a sharp mouth, or simply a serpent whose sharp fangs are in the mouth. Hebrew word structure, as we will see later, often requires a 3-consonant root. Therefore, the second consonant in the parent root is duplicated to turn the 2-consonant parent root into a 3-consonant root. The meaning of this derivative from the parent root is usually identical in meaning to the original parent root. As in our example above, the second letter peh is doubled, forming the root shafef, also meaning serpent. Of the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, 4 double as consonants and vowels: the aleph, he, vav, and yud. A child root was formed by adding one of the consonants as a prefix in front, a suffix at the end, or an infix in the middle to the parent root. While the parent root represents a concrete subject with a wide range of mnemonic meanings, the purpose of the child root is to separate out the various mnemonic meanings of the parent root. Therefore, all the child roots formed from the parent root are directly related in the meaning to the parent root. On the screen are the child roots, as found in biblical texts, formed from the parent root bal, which has the generic meaning of flow, demonstrating the close relationship to each other and the parent root. By placing the consonant letter nun with the parent root, a new type of child root is formed. This child root is very closely related to the parent. The parent root af means nose, or the flaring of the nostrils as when angry. The child root anaf also means angry. There are 2 forms of adopted roots that were probably derived at a later time through the evolution of the language or adopted from another Shemitic language. The first is formed by adding a 3rd consonant to a parent root, forming a new root more specific in meaning than the parent as seen on the screen. The second type of adopted root appears to be a 3-consonant root that evolved from the parent root into a new word with a similar sound. As a language evolves, words exchange letters for similar sounding letters and additional letters are added. For example, the word dereg, meaning road, probably evolved out of rach, meaning path. The most common words are those derived directly from the parent, child root, or adopted root. For example, the word kohen, meaning priest, comes directly from the child root kohen. Adding specific letters in specific places within the root word forms other words. Some of the most common additions to the original root are found on the screen. As all the roots and words which are derived from the parent root are related in meaning to the parent root, we can compare their meanings to form a clearer picture of the original meaning of the parent root. The pictographs of the parent root will also help us to determine the original meaning of this parent root. Once the meaning of the parent root is determined, this will in turn help us to better define the roots and words derived from the parent. You can see the parent root for walk as an example. Notice how when the letters hey and yud are added, it slightly changes the meaning from walk to step, march, or walking. The original pictographs of this parent root are the pictures of a shepherd's staff in the palm of the hand. While these pictographs can have a wide range of meaning due to the various mnemonic understandings, the words that are derived from it have the meanings of walk, step, and march. Therefore, we can understand the pictographs to mean to carry a staff in the palm for walking. The meanings of the parent roots provide the foundation for the meaning of all the child roots that are formed out of it. These parent roots were generic in meaning, whereas the child roots derived from them become more specific in meaning. For instance, the parent root be'resh means grain, but can also mean any product of the grain such as fat, meat, fowl, soap, and clean. The child roots carry the more specific meanings such as aleph be'resh, meaning fowl, be'resh aleph, meaning fat and meat, bet he resh, meaning soap and clean, and bet resh he, meaning grain. A working dictionary of the parent roots is beneficial to word studies and biblical understanding. 2 problems arise when working with parent roots. First, not all of the parent roots have survived to this day, and second, those that have survived have often become specific in meaning, losing the original generic meaning. While the entire parent root system cannot be achieved completely, there are techniques to reconstructing it for the purpose of biblical studies. Semitic languages such as Ugarit, Aramaic, Phoenician, Moabite, etc. are closely related to Hebrew and many times the words are identical. The words from these languages can assist with the reconstruction of the child and parent roots. Did you enjoy this lesson? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check back soon for the next lesson on chapter 6 and 7. You can download your free copy of the Ancient Hebrew Language by Jeff A. Benner on www.almighty'shouse.life under the library. This lesson was brought to you by ZhateyaTV.